It begins with a notification on your phone.
We are interrupting this broadcast with breaking news. An asteroid is on a direct collision course with Earth. Impact is expected in 72 hours.
We interrupt this broadcast with a live news alert. An asteroid is on a direct collision course with Earth.
72 hours? This isn't happening!
We're all gonna die!
What are we supposed to do?
A 10-kilometer asteroid, the same size as the one that ended the age of dinosaurs, is on a collision course with Earth. There is no deflection mission. There is no escape. Only time. 3 days. 65 million years ago, one rock ended a world. But what happens if it hits ours? Long before humans imagined extinction, before primates walked upright, Earth belonged to colossal beings. For nearly 180 million years, dinosaurs ruled every corner of this planet. Hunters the length of city buses. Herbivores taller than buildings. Winged reptiles gliding through ancient skies. Then, one day, everything changed. The asteroid that struck 65 million years ago was about 10 kilometers wide, traveling at 20 kilometers per second, releasing energy equal to 100 trillion tons of TNT. It struck what is now Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, carving a scar 150 kilometers wide. The Chicxulub crater. In that moment, the atmosphere ignited. Shockwaves circled the plain. Oceans rose in fur. Within minutes, forests across continents burst into flame. Within hours, skies turned black. The dinosaurs didn't slowly die out. They vanished as their world collapsed in less than a day. One event rewrote the history of life. But what if it happened again, now, in our connected, fragile, electric world? Planetary defense telescopes sweep the sky every night, hunting shadows moving between stars. But despite our technology, many asteroids are found too late. It begins with a detection from a survey telescope in Chile. A faint dot moves against the dark, slightly brighter each hour. The algorithms confirm something no one wants to see. Object 2025, A25. Diameter 9 to 10 kilometer. Speed 20 kilometers. Impact probability 100%. Time to impact 72 hours. NASA calls an emergency press conference.
Good afternoon. As you can see, the asteroid designated 2023 DW is now confirmed to be on an unavoidable collision course with Earth. We regret to inform you that the asteroid trajectory indicates impact is now unavoidable.
Social media explodes into hysteria. Memes, panic, hoaxes, everything spreads faster than light. Highways clog. Airports overflow. Grocery shelves are stripped bare in hours. Governments face an impossible decision. Tell the truth and trigger worldwide chaos, or hide it and risk even worse. Inside underground briefing rooms, world leaders ask a single question: where will it land? Every model predicts something horrifying. The asteroid won't strike land, but the ocean. Statistically, that's most likely. Over 70% of Earth is water, and that makes the result far deadlier. Impact target: Atlantic Ocean, 500 kilometers east of Puerto Rico. Time zone: dawn. For millions of people across the Atlantic Basin, their last sunrise is already underway. Scientists trace the point of impact. The Atlantic's deep waters will not cushion the blow, they will amplify it. The energy will convert into superheated vapor, tsunamis, and shockwaves that wrap around the planet. This ocean, the same one that linked continents for trade, exploration, and migration, will unleash destruction across both hemispheres. It begins with light. A fireball brighter than 10,000 suns fills the morning sky. Cameras, satellites, and eyes around the world go white. Within hundreds of kilometers, retinas burn instantly. The asteroid hits with unimaginable force. Water doesn't splash, it ceases to exist. Billions of tons of ocean are converted to vapor and plasma. A crater opens in the seabed nearly 30 kilometers wide, 2 kilometers deep. The surrounding air reaches over 10,000. Everything nearby, ships, islands, coastlines, vaporizes. A pulse of pressure races outward. Coastal cities crumble. Skyscrapers in San Juan, Miami, and Havana shatter in seconds. Concrete folds like fabric. Water, displaced by the force of impact, rises into waves that tower 300 meters high. Entire nations vanish beneath moving walls of water. Within hours, Miami, New York, Rio de Janeiro, Lisbon, and Dakar are gone. A ring of air and debris circles the globe. In Tokyo, windows implode. In Cairo, the sky ripples like a living thing. Superheated ejecta, molten rock, and dust fall through the atmosphere, igniting forests on every continent. Night becomes an inferno. Smoke, ash, and sulfur fill the stratosphere. The sun dims. Day becomes a blood-red haze. Birds scream in confusion and vanish. Night falls early and stays forever. And this was only day one. The dinosaurs didn't die from impact. They died from what came next. The ash cloud reaches the upper atmosphere, blotting out 90% of sunlight. Temperatures plummet worldwide. Photosynthesis halts. Crops fail. Average global temperature drops 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. Rain turns acidic. Oceans absorb dissolved sulfur, growing corrosive. Coral reefs bleach. Plankton collapses. The base of the marine food web dying first. Summer becomes winter. Monsoons vanish. Seasons blur into cold, gray silence. Within weeks, famine spreads faster than disease. Corn fails in the Americas. Rice fields rot in Asia. Wheat withers in Europe and the Middle East. Supermarkets empty within 3 days. Electricity grids fail as supply chains crumble. Satellites flicker out from debris collisions in orbit. The global internet disappears, leaving radio static and rumor. Governments implement rationing and martial law, but enforcement soon collapses. Black markets form, trading food for fuel. Millions flee cities. Millions more cannot. By the second month, civilization fractures. Nations shrink to what can be defended by arm and firelight. Hunger defines every decision. The instinct to survive replaces ideology, religion, and politics. Humanity experiences the first true winter of extinction. And still, somewhere underground, a few plan to endure. Can humans survive the end of modern civilization? Yes, but not many. History proves that small mammals lived through the dinosaur apocalypse. Creatures that hid, adapted, and waited. Humanity's best hope lies in the same principle. Survival zones appear far from chaos. Arctic seed vaults in Svalbard, storing humanity's last crops. Deep mines in Siberia and the Alps, sealed to the outside world. Military and scientific bunkers in Norway, New Zealand, and Australia. Nuclear submarines beneath oceans, isolated but alive. These pockets hold out for months, perhaps years. Communities ration calories by the gram, recycle water, and live under artificial light. Cities once built for millions fall silent. Nature begins to reclaim them. Urban ruins become skeletons of steel. Vines creep over motorways. Wolves and feral dogs prowl empty blocks. Animal survivors mirror the ancient world's pattern. Rats, bats, small birds, insects, deep-sea creatures, amphibians. Simple, resourceful, and fast to breed. Large animals, elephants, bears, whales, vanish first. The apex collapses. The Earth begins again from the bottom up. For those humans who make it through the first decade, survival becomes evolution. Their children grow up never seeing sunlight as it once was. Only faint gray skies. Fire becomes sacred again. Generators become myth. They are not just surviving a disaster. They are the beginning of another world. "10,000 years pass. The ash settles. Life returns, slowly, quietly. Glaciers retreat. Meadows bloom, where concrete once lay. The bones of skyscrapers protrude from overgrown valleys. Rivers carve through city grids. The air clears. The planet breathes again. Humanity endures, but changed. Small tribes populate fertile pockets, speaking new dialects no one from the old world would understand. Only fragments remain, carved symbols, faint stories, a memory that the sky once burned. Around them, new creatures rise to dominance. Large raptors evolve from scavenging birds. Rodents reach the size of wolves. Snakes hunt in the ruins of collapsed cities. Insects swarm, building complex colonies across tropical belts. Evolution accelerates, filling ecological gaps as nature always does. Extinction is never the end. It is a reset. Over generations, humans rediscover tools. First stone, then metal scavenged from ancient ruins. They light fires again, tell stories again. A child wandering through an overgrown meadow finds something half-buried. A rusted rectangle of glass and metal, vines curling through it. They turn it over, not knowing it once connected billions of people. To them, it's simply another relic of the lost age of light. The world is reborn, smaller, simpler, and once again full of possibility. There is one reason the dinosaurs never recovered. They couldn't look up. They had no telescopes, no rockets, no way to change destiny. Humanity does. In 2022, NASA's DART mission proved that a spacecraft could alter an asteroid's course. A small nudge in space today can save the world tomorrow. Across the globe, planetary defense offices monitor the heavens, mapping every new object, preparing for scenarios like this one. But technology alone isn't enough. We need global cooperation, funding, and awareness. Detection means nothing if the world doesn't act. Impact prevention requires decades of planning. Space interceptors, telescopic arrays, public education, and trust among nations. It costs billions. Extinction costs everything. The dinosaurs didn't get a second chance. We might. If you enjoyed exploring this journey through science and imagination, subscribe to LifeNX, where we uncover the truth of our planet's past, the resilience of life, and the possibilities of its future.